The forest doesn't care that you're cold. It doesn't care that your hands stopped working an hour ago, that your boots are soaked through, or that you made a wrong turn somewhere between confidence and catastrophe. The trees just stand there, indifferent, while the temperature slides toward the number that kills you. And it will kill you faster than you think. Hypothermia doesn't announce itself. It doesn't give you a warning shot. One minute you're shivering and annoyed, the next you're confused and clumsy, stripping off your jacket because your malfunctioning brain decided you're too hot, and then you're on the ground, and the ground is the last place you'll ever be warm. Here's what nobody tells you in the survival forums and the gear reviews. Shelter matters more than fire, more than food, more than water. In the cold, your single most important mission is to stop the heat from leaving your body. And the forest, the thing that looks like the problem, is actually the solution. It has been building insulation for you your entire life. You just have to know how to use it. I'm going to give you 3 shelters you can build with nothing but what's around you. No tent, no tarp, no sleeping bag. Just the forest and the stubborn refusal to be another cautionary tale. Each one has a place. Each one has a trade-off. And by the end of this, you'll know which one to build based on your situation, your energy, and how long you need to survive the night. Let's start with the one that requires the least energy and saves the most lives. Shelter 1, the debris hut. This is not a shelter you build. This is a shelter you become. You are going to bury yourself in the forest floor and let 10,000 years of natural insulation engineering do the work. Here's the concept. The debris hut works exactly like a sleeping bag, except the sleeping bag is made of leaves, and the shell is made of sticks, and you built it yourself in 2 hours with frost-bitten fingers and very low expectations. And it will still outperform a cheap synthetic bag at temperatures those bags claim to handle. Find your ridgepole first. This is the spine of your shelter. It needs to be long enough that when you prop one end at about waist height on a forked branch or a tree stump, the other end extends past where your feet will be. Add a foot. You want the interior cramped, not snug. Cramped means your body heat doesn't have to warm a room, just a coffin. And coffins are warm. Now add the ribs. Smaller branches leaned up against both sides of the ridgepole at an angle, like the bones of a fish. You're making a skeleton. These don't have to be perfect. They just have to hold up the weight of what comes next. What comes next is everything. Pile every piece of organic matter you can find onto that skeleton. Leaves, pine needles, bark, moss, ferns, dead grass, anything dry. Start at the bottom and work up, like you're shingling a roof, so each layer sheds water onto the layer below it. You want depth, not a little depth, not a polite suggestion of insulation, 2 ft minimum, more if you have time. The rule of thumb is this: if you can see the sticks of the frame through the pile, you haven't even started. Why does this work? Because dead air pockets are the secret weapon of thermal insulation. Every crumpled leaf, every pine needle cluster, every irregular piece of bark creates tiny pockets of trapped air. Air conducts heat about 25 times slower than water and dramatically slower than solid ground. You are building a matrix of dead air, and that matrix is going to hold your body heat like a flask holds soup. Here's the critical mistake people make. They build a debris hut that is too big. They want to be comfortable. They sprawl out. They build a shelter the size of a bedroom and then shiver all night because their body heat is trying to warm a mansion. Keep it tight, get in, roll side to side until it feels like a compression sleeve, and then thank yourself in the morning. Line the inside floor with debris before you get in. At least 6 in of leaf litter or dry grass. The ground will kill you with conduction if you let it. Ground contact is the fast lane to hypothermia. You need that thermal break between your body and the earth. Plug the entrance behind you. Use a pile of leaves, your pack, a bundle of branches. You are sealing in the heat. The seal doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to exist. Debris hut survival enough, your body, resting, produces roughly 80 W of heat. A properly built debris hut with good depth in a sealed entrance can trap enough of that heat to keep the interior 20 degree to 30 degree and warmer than the outside air. At 10 degrees C outside, the inside stays hovering around survivable. Not comfortable. Survivable out here. Survivable is a standing ovation. The debris hut costs you one major thing: time. It takes 2 solid hours to build properly, maybe more if you're already cold and moving slow. If you have daylight and energy, this is your first choice. If you don't, we move to Shelter 2. Shelter 2, the snow trench. If there is snow on the ground, you are not looking at an obstacle. You are looking at building material. You are looking at walls, insulation, and a roof, all pre-delivered, all free. Snow is a terrible conductor of heat. That sounds wrong because snow is cold, so it should feel wrong. But temperature and thermal conductivity are different things. Snow, because of all the air trapped between its crystals, actually insulates remarkably well. The Inuit have known this for 10,000 years. You are just catching up. The snow trench is the fastest emergency shelter you can build with your hands. We're talking 20 to 40 minutes if you move with urgency. And in a whiteout, when the wind chill is doing things to the temperature that thermometers struggle to describe, 20 minutes is all the difference in the world. Find a spot where the snow is deep, at least 3 ft. Use whatever you have to dig. A stick, a cooking pot, your hands if it comes to that. Scoop out a trench that fits your body width and length, straight down like a grave. Because yes, the metaphor is intentional, but you're going to climb out of this one. The trench needs to be deep enough that when you lie in it, your body's below the surface of the snow. Wind does not go around corners well. A trench dug below the surface puts you in a dead zone of airflow. The wind screams across the opening above you, and you're effectively invisible to it. Collect branches, skis, a tarp, your snowshoes, anything rigid enough to span the width of the trench. These are your roof joists. Lay them across the top, then pack snow on top of that. A foot of snow on top of your branch roof, and you have a white roof that insulates from above and blocks every breath of wind. Lay something, anything, between you and the floor of the trench. Pine boughs are ideal. They keep you off direct snow contact, they trap air, and they smell like a ski lodge, which is a morale bonus when morale is at a premium. One thing you must do, poke an air hole. Use a stick pushed up through your roof from inside. Carbon dioxide accumulates in enclosed snow shelters. It won't suffocate you in an open trench, but in a more enclosed version, in a quinzhee or an igloo, people have died in their sleep from CO2 buildup. Poke the hole. Check it periodically. Don't let snow seal it. The snow trench is best when you are exhausted, when conditions are deteriorating fast, and when snow depth is available. It is not as warm as the debris hut in moderate cold, but in a blizzard, it is the difference between dying exposed and waiting out the storm in something that actually functions as shelter. Know which situation you're in. Debris hut for the long haul in moderate cold, snow trench for the emergency, the fast night, the storm you didn't see coming. Shelter 3, the lean-to with a heat reflector. I know what you're thinking. A lean-to is the most basic thing in the survival book. A lean-to is what children build in backyards. Why is it on this list? Because most people build it completely wrong, and a lean-to built correctly is the most thermally efficient fire-based shelter that exists in the natural world. Emphasis on built correctly. The standard lean-to fails in one catastrophic way. It is open to the elements on one side. It catches radiant heat from a fire, yes, but it loses heat from the back, the sides, and the sky above you. It is a thermodynamic disaster dressed up as shelter. Here is how you fix it. And the fix is everything. Build your lean-to with a back wall of interlaced branches, packed with debris until it is solid. Not a suggestion of a wall, knee height minimum, waist height preferred. Now build small wing walls on the sides, angled to funnel heat inward and block wind. You are creating a three-sided thermal pocket open only to the fire. Then, and this is the part that transforms the lean-to from camping aesthetic to actual survival tool. Build a heat reflector wall on the other side of your fire from the lean-to. Lay horizontal branches across those forks and stack straight branches and logs vertically against them, as tight as you can manage, as tall as your fire is wide. Green wood is fine. Wet wood is fine. You are not burning this wall. You are using it as a mirror. The physics here are simple and extraordinary. Your fire radiates heat in every direction equally. Without a reflector, half of that heat goes into the forest, warming the trees, achieving nothing for you. A reflective back wall bounces that heat directly into your lean-to like a parabolic dish. You have effectively doubled the heat output of your fire without burning a single extra piece of wood. In combination with the back and side walls you built into the lean-to itself, you now have a focused thermal environment. The heat has nowhere to go except at you. Convection carries it forward. Radiation bounces off the reflector. Your back wall stops conduction from the ground behind you. Every major heat loss vector is addressed. The lean-to with a reflector requires fire. That is its trade-off. If you are wet, if your fire starting gear is compromised, if green conditions make fire impractical, go back to shelter 1 or 2. But if you can get a fire going, if you have the materials and the energy, this is the warmest you'll be in the woods without synthetic gear. One more detail. Do not build the lean-to roof too high. The instinct is headroom. Resist it. Low roofs trap heat. High roofs let it escape. You should be able to sit upright and have the roof 1 hand's width above your head. That's it. No more. The final truth about forest shelter, here's the part that the gear companies don't want you to hear. Your body is extraordinary. It produces heat constantly. It fights to maintain 3700 degrees C in its core with a biological desperation that borders on obsession. Every cell in your body is working to keep you alive. All you have to do is stop that effort from being wasted. Every shelter we just discussed is a heat trap. A debris hut traps body heat and static air. A snow trench blocks wind and captures the warmth of the earth around it. A lean-to with a reflector captures fire heat and focuses it inward. Different mechanisms, same principle. Stop the heat from leaving. The forest is full of material. It has been building insulation for centuries. Leaves decompose and generate their own low-level heat. Packed pine needles hold air like memory foam. Snow crystals trap warmth like a glass house. You are not fighting nature out there. You are reading it. Build before dark. That's the rule. Not because you can't build in the dark, but because your best decisions happen when you can still feel your fingers. Assess your energy. Assess your materials. Assess the conditions. Then pick your shelter and commit because the forest didn't come to kill you. The cold just came with it. And now you know how to make the forest do the work the cold was counting on you to skip. Stay low. Stay dry. Stay covered. The morning's coming. Make sure you're in it. If this knowledge changes the way you look at the frozen wilderness, please subscribe and like the channel. We are uncovering the survival secrets that nature has hidden in plain sight. Protect your spark. The next lesson in endurance will be revealed soon.